Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in today. We have a new edition of our MJR and Friends podcast. Today, we are starting our young entrepreneurship series. And today, I am very honored and grateful to have this amazing young lady come on today to talk about what she does. And her name is Samantha Ronci. Did I say it
Ronci.
right? Ronci.
Ronci. Close enough. Close enough.
And you just told me this 2 minutes ago. Literally, 20
Actually,
seconds.
it was more like 2 seconds ago.
Yes,
but
it was 2
no
seconds.
no judging over here.
Samantha Ronci of Sami SendOffs. Samantha, how are you today?
I am good. How are you? I'm so thankful to be here.
I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to get into this. I'm ready to listen to your story.
Oh yeah.
Why you do everything and play some games. And
oh yeah.
Awesome. It's so great with what you do, and I think all the listeners are going to really see that. It's so great with what you do, and you really are an amazing person. And I can't wait for you to tell the world why you're an amazing person. So,
Thank you.
All about you today. All
Thank
about
you.
But before we get into you, we're gonna share some info about you. Sami SendOffs. You can check her out at the pages below. They'll be streaming throughout the whole thing. Facebook, Sami SendOffs. Website, www.sammysendoffs.com. And then Instagram at sammys.sendoffs.
Yes.
Right? So you can check all of those out. But let's get into it, Samantha. Tell us about yourself. Who are you?
So,
Tell us about yourself.
My name is Samantha Ronci. I go by Sammy. And I'm 16. I live in North Kingstown. And I go to North Kingstown High School. And right now, I'm just kind of, living my life the best I can. COVID is obviously definitely a crazy time. But my organization has definitely helped me with that. So yeah, kind of just living life to the fullest. I love podcasts. I love coming on, guesting on podcasts. It's probably my favorite thing ever. So I am so thankful that you had me. So yeah, thank you very much.
Of course, and thank you for coming on. We're going to pop this picture up right now. This is Sami SendOffs.
Yeah.
In loving memory of Emily Grace Navarro. Did I say that right?
Yes, you
Navarro.
did. And to date, we've actually sent 50 care packages out. So these are just some of our packages, some of the smiling faces that I've gotten the absolute honor to get to know and get to love. Yeah.
That's amazing. This is amazing. I can't wait. We're obviously going to talk about Emily in a couple minutes. So, Samantha, tell us why did you start Sami SendOffs?
So it actually goes way back to when I was a little girl, like around the age of 8. I was 8 during Hurricane Sandy, I believe, and I just had the most random idea. I said to my mom, I said, I want to help a kid with cancer. And she was like, what the heck? Like, that is very random for an 8-year-old to just think of out of the blue. So she was like, okay, Sam, yeah, all right. Yep. She was like supportive, but she was like, okay. Yep. So right after Hurricane Sandy cleared up, I went outside. You know those little like plastic bins with the plastic covers?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So I got one of those plastic covers because I didn't have a sign, like a big enough piece of paper. So I got one of those plastic covers and I got a Sharpie and I literally just wrote help cancer on it. And I stood in the front yard with my, at the time, 6-year-old sister, and we stood in the front yard just holding that sign. And we ended up raising $200. And literally, when I tell you 3 days of just standing out in the front yard.
Wow.
So my mom was like, okay, like we have $200 now.
We're going somewhere.
Yeah, she was like, okay, so we need to actually get a child that has cancer and somehow give this to them. So obviously it was tricky to do because of HIPAA and all those things that you can't go through like hospitals, or some organizations let you know, kids in their group. But we got a hold of Children's Wishes. It's a wish foundation in Rhode Island. They grant wishes to children with serious life-threatening illnesses or diseases. So we got a hold of them, and they connected me with the cutest little girl. Her name is Haley. She didn't have cancer, but she had an aggressive brain tumor, which when I saw a picture of her, I just had to help her. I got to meet her, which was so amazing. Um, I really got to know how much of a warrior she was and how much of a warrior her mom and her little sister were. So we gave her the money. It went towards a Disney trip for her. And shortly after that, about maybe a year after that, she passed away, just because of where her tumor was, some of the complications. And, I didn't really.
We'll just have you start off again with uh, the second part of your story. So a couple of
Okay.
years or a year later, I think it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Go
Tell
ahead.
me when. All right. So fast forward to a few years later, I got a sign. This time it was an actual poster board, not just the cover of a bin. And I stood outside in my front yard and I wanted to help people who were less fortunate, people who, were struggling for my church. I wanted to help them and I wanted to bring them just a little bit of peace. So this time I raised $300, which was crazy because it was even more than last time, right? And
Yep.
my church was so thankful. They gave $100 to three different families who they thought could use it most. I wasn't able to meet the families for confidential reasons, but it was still so fulfilling knowing that I could help somebody, that there was somebody out there. There were three families out there that were going to get the money that I raised, and they were going to know of me and know that I was a young girl just trying to make people smile. So that was really touching for me. And that's really when I realized that I wanted to help people. I really wanted to do something to make the world a good place, to make the world a happy place, um, which also ties in a lot to my faith. Around that time, I started getting into my faith, and that just really was like kind of the rocket to send me off to do bigger things. And Sammy SendOffs is one of those bigger things.
That's amazing. And like you said, the feeling must be beyond, beyond like anything
Um,
you've ever
it,
felt.
it really is. I had somebody ask me over the summer, like, why do you just do this? Like, you don't get money for it. You just do it for like no reward. I was like, okay, listen there, buddy. I was like, I get the biggest reward that nobody could ever comprehend unless you're in my shoes. Like the smiles that I bring to people's faces, like that's something internal that is bigger than any amount of money that anyone could ever give me. Like that's just me, but
Of course.
it's definitely an amazing feeling.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's talk about Emily. And Emily is the reason, uh, mostly behind Sammy Sendoff. And
Yep.
um, let's talk about her. And uh, who is Emily? Why did you get
So
involved with her? Why do you do what you do?
yes, so I love more than anything talking about Emily. This is Emily right here, with the teddy bear that I got the absolute privilege of sending to her. So she was around the age of 2 or 3 when she was diagnosed with a brain cancer, called medulloblastoma. And automatically, her family knew that they wanted to bring her to the number one research hospital in the country, St. Jude, which I am so thankful that St. Jude gave Emily 4 extra years to live on this earth, and amazing memories with that I'll forever be thankful for. So Emily fought on and off until she was 6. She relapsed about 3 times until she passed away. Um, and a few weeks before she passed away was when I really had the urge to do something about childhood cancer. I'd had that urge since I was very young, and it wasn't until the beginning of last year when a girl from my school passed away with cancer the previous year, when I really said, okay, I need to do something um, for my heart, I need to do something about childhood cancer. And I learned a lot about it. I learned that it only receives 3.8% of national research funding, which is totally crazy if you ask me.
Of course.
So I really wanted to do something, to help kids with cancer. And I contacted a few people and I got in touch with Emily's family. They're from Virginia. And the second I saw a picture of Emily, I instantly just fell in love with her, her family, everything about them. It was so touching for me. So I heard she loves princesses. So I sent her a teddy bear in the mail, and it had, princess stuff all over it, princess shirt, a nice bow. She loved it. She was obsessed with it. And about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks after I sent her her package, she passed away. And from that moment on, I really made a promise to her family to always say her name, to always make sure people know her name, to make sure people know her story. And at the time, I didn't know how I was going to carry out that promise, but I, through social media, I'm so thankful for social media for what I do. Through social media, I was able to get in touch with a boy. His name is AJ, and he had the same cancer Emily had. Um, and that story, he had just been newly relapsed with, so his cancer had come back for another time, and he was starting another fight. And really felt drawn. I felt like, I had to do that for Emily, and it was just something I should do. So I sent him a package, and I remember, hearing how happy he was and how proud it made him. So I was like, okay, this is spreading Emily's joy. Number one, I'm spreading Emily's joy. Number two, I'm spreading her story. Number three, I'm making her family proud from what I'm doing. And I took all those things into consideration and I sent out another package. I reached out to a girl named Allie, her mom, Heather. Allie it has passed away since, sadly, but I sent Allie a package, which was really amazing. And then I created a Sami SendOffs Instagram.
Wow.
So yeah, I figured out what I wanted to call it. I created the Instagram and I got like 5 package requests in the first day that I created the Instagram. It was
What?
crazy. So I was like, okay, this is the thing. Like,
Wow.
this is gonna happen. Yeah, and I started honoring Emily through everything that I do. And to date, like I said earlier, I have sent about 50 packages, all in her honor, all in her memory, spreading her light, everything. And actually, she is my logo, which is really cool. So it just means a lot to me that I'm able to spread Emily's light. And everybody would explain her as a diva, although she couldn't say the word diva, so she said diva. So yeah, she is our little diva, and I feel her presence through everything I do. Her family has become my second family. She has, she is now known as my soul sister.
Of course.
Um, Even though I never got to physically, hug her or, meet her, I built a connection with her family. And that's something that I could never repay anyone for. It's just
Yeah.
such an amazing feeling. To be able to, they tell me all the time how thankful they are for me, to carry out Emily's memory, to carry out her story, and to hear that from Emily's mom and dad and her grandparents and just all of her family members. Like, it gives me the chills just even talking about it,
Of
that
course.
I'm able to just fill a little bit of that void, that emptiness that they feel. I There are no words to describe how that feels on my part. And
You're
I,
continuing her legacy.
right, right. And it's just so, I'm so blessed that I'm able to do that for Emily. And
Absolutely.
I hope she's proud. I definitely hope she's proud.
I think she is. I think she because guess who's proud? You are.
Yeah, I definitely am.
Hmm.
It's been a journey, and this past year has been the best journey of my life, hands
Absolutely.
down.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I there's a lot of emotions, which is part of the journey. You're dealing with kids who have cancer, and mm, before I did this, I never even knew the effects of childhood cancer, like the emotional effects, the long-term effects. I never knew what that entailed. So I got close to Emily's family who experienced grief of losing their only daughter. I saw her siblings, her two brothers experience the grief that they experienced. They lost their sister.
Hmm.
And that was going through that grief, I felt like I was grieving with them. So, and to this day, I still have my days where I'm so bummed that I'll never get to meet Emily. Um, it's just something I have to work with every day, which I'm thankful I even get to honor her name in the way I do. But it's difficult to see the kids that I see suffer. They're in hospital visits for sometimes up to months. Um, AJ has been in the hospital for months now, and it's definitely hard to see that.
Especially with
Um,
COVID, where
yeah,
they can't have all the visitation that you used to have.
yeah. So they're only allowed to have one parent in the room.
Ugh.
So I mean, if you think about it that way, if you're, say, a 7-year-old boy and you're only allowed to have your dad, how that it's crazy, and my heart breaks for all these kids,
Hmm.
which is why I try and spread as much joy as I can to them, but I do have my days where I'm just like, whew, it gets really difficult. I mentioned Allie, a little girl who passed away over around the summer to the fallish. And, that was absolutely crazy because I had been following her story. She had fought leukemia 7 times, 7 times, and she was right. And she was just a young girl. So it was definitely devastating to see her journey end. That was definitely hard, but there's good things about what I do. The good outweighs the bad.
Of course.
But there's definitely those days where you're like, oh my gosh, like your heart just literally aches. But the good definitely outweighs the bad, and I tell Emily's mom, Christy, all the time, um, if I can honor these kids who aren't here with us today, that's all that matters, and I'm just glad to be able to do that.
One of the positives I know that definitely come along with this is all the connections that you make. Um, tell us about all these connections. Matter of fact, if we pop up the logo, you think you can tell us a lot of everyone
Oh
who's on
yeah,
here?
I can tell you 100%. So starting in the left upper left-hand corner,
Yeah.
that's Elise. And her family is the absolute sweetest. And then
Hmm.
the next one in the red shirt with the little blonde braid and the glasses, that is Leah. They're actually friends of Emily's parents.
Okay.
She had treatment with Emily, and actually, she's from Guyana, which is right
Wow.
near like India, yeah, South
Yep.
America, all of that. So, um, she just came to St. Jude in Tennessee for a checkup and found out that she had cancer for the third time. They were left with nothing but the clothes on their back, and I wanted to do something and help them. So I sent a 15-pound box filled with Christmas decorations for Christmas time, clothes,
Wow.
toys, everything you could ever imagine for Leah and her brothers and her mom. The girl
Oh my
after that is
God.
obviously Emily. Yeah. So the girl after that is Emily. The girl next to Emily is Allie, the girl who had cancer
Yeah.
7 times. She passed away, but Emily and Allie definitely live on in my life all the time. And I can literally tell you who all these kids are, but there's Leo in the bottom left hand corner who I sponsored for Christmas. There's Nick holding the football. There's Sean and his brother Owen in the middle bottom row. They're all just amazing kids, and I am so blessed. I'm so blessed. Like, there's no other thing to say, but I'm blessed to be able to bring them so much joy and to be able to know them, to be able to love them. To know them is to love them. I mean, you witness their strength for even a second and you just fall in love with them. It's absolutely crazy.
And I'm assuming that you stay in touch with them virtually, or you talk to them
Yeah,
Zoom, Skype,
yeah.
FaceTime.
So my number one thing when I started Sammy SendOffs is I wanted to stay in touch with the families that I send to. I wanted to make sure that I could be that person that they needed whenever, if they needed help for birthdays, because they were struggling financially, if they needed help for Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, literally whatever. I just wanted to be that person. I wanted to be there for them. I wanted to bring my joy and bring my joy that I got from Emily, to them. And I try and stay in touch with each and every family, which so far there are 50 families. So I definitely, there are some that I'm in touch with more than others. There's a little girl, Bray Lee, who absolutely love her family, and her best friend Abby, who I try and keep in touch with, and her other friend Nick, who I just showed you in the picture previously. I try and keep in touch with them. They're like my St. Jude circle that I talk to. It's awesome. They're all so proud of what Sammy Sendoffs is becoming. And it's great to see the other parents so proud of how I'm living on Emily's legacy. And another thing I just love is that they honor Emily too. I had Bray Lee's mom message me. She was like, "Hey, I want to know some of Emily's favorite places in St. Jude. We're here for a few days. I want to take some pictures there, honor her with Bray Lee." And she went and she honored Emily. And just to think, because of me and because of my foundation, people are knowing Emily's story, and it's so amazing.
That right there is the answer to how you're making her legacy live. Is right there.
Yeah. It really is. I had somebody yesterday reach out to me and say, "Hey, I just sent a Valentine's Day card to St. Jude in honor of Emily." And
Wow.
I can tell you I almost cried. There were tears,
Of
but
course.
it's such a great feeling. And when I get to tell Emily's mom, Christy, I get to tell her, "Hey, another person just honored Em." Her worst fear is that Emily's going to be forgotten. And it's just amazing that
No,
I'm able to say, "Nope, sorry, Christy, that's not going to happen." You know, it's just such an amazing feeling to know that for as long as I'll be around, Emily will be remembered.
absolutely. Absolutely. Let me ask you this. What is, if you had to name two things that you've learned throughout this process that have changed you? Obviously, there's probably tens of thousands of million things that have changed
Yeah.
about you. And what would you say the two biggest things are that you have discovered in yourself that you've changed from going through doing all of this?
So the absolute biggest thing, the number one thing is that every second, every moment, every breath is literally a gift. Like, you could, in the blink of your eye, you can just, your whole life can be changed. And that's one thing I've learned from Emily's family, from newly diagnosed families who have been totally, like, look at Leah from Guyana. They were just going for a checkup, and all of a sudden, Leah had cancer for a third time. Like, it's such a good lesson for me to learn personally, that life can change in an instant. And you have to live your life to the fullest. I started off the podcast by saying that I'm living my life to the fullest. And yeah, I have bad days. Everybody has bad days. I have days where I feel like I don't want to get up in the morning. I just want to lay in bed. Um, but I take every single moment, and I'm thankful for every second I get on the earth, on this earth. So that's the biggest thing I've learned. And the second biggest thing I've learned is that everybody's going through something. So there could be something you're going through that I have no idea about. There's millions of people and billions of people in this world, and everybody is going through something, whether it's depression, whether it's losing their sister, whether it's losing their mom, getting bullied, whatever it is, somebody's going through something. And I'm through this process, I've become more empathetic. I try to be kind to everyone. I try not to judge people by the way they look, which is hard nowadays. Like, that's a challenge. I'll admit that. I'm sure you can admit that. With social media, it's definitely tricky. But I personally, what I've learned is to always, treasure every moment you have on this earth, and to always be kind, to always welcome people, to always put others before yourself, because honestly, I'd rather be remembered for how I treat people.
Of course.
That's just me. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what I think Emily would want me to do. So yeah.
A lot of people say about me that I am younger than my age. It's the opposite for you. You are mature beyond your years. You really are.
Thank you so
You really are.
much.
Not everyone does what you do at your age. Um, and
I
this is
appreciate
amazing. And I like to show. And by the way, I'm only kidding. No one says I'm immature. Actually, I am very immature. I am, but
I'm sure you're mature.
nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
No, it's so good to have fun. But let's show us a couple pictures of you with your boxes and your gifts. Um, Home Depot,
Yes.
very good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We get boxes from everywhere. We cycle boxes. That's literally what we do. We get a package. We say, okay, I'm keeping this box.
That's
Every
awesome.
box I keep. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow! I love it. I see the Amazon, see everything. It's awesome.
Oh
It doesn't
yeah.
matter the box.
Yeah. What? Say that again?
No, I said doesn't matter what box it comes in because it's super
Oh
special. Anyway.
no. Yeah, so this is a picture I took. This was actually the most packages I'd ever sent out in a day. 11 packages,
Wow.
which was my record. That there were packages from Massachusetts, Rhode Island, all the way to Oregon, to Washington State, to Utah. When I tell you all around the country, I mean all around the country. I've sent to Hawaii, you know, literally every country I'm sending to. So you can imagine shipping gets a little pricey.
Of course. Yes.
Oh,
No, this is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. Let's take a look at this picture.
yeah.
Tell us about this one.
So this is actually my best friend, my bestie, as we call each other, Bryn. She's fighting a brain cancer, and she's fighting it well. She's such an amazing light in my life, and I love her and her brother. But this picture was taken. I had a wonderful photographer named Geraldine who donated her time for my first ever Sami SendOffs event. She got the news involved. We had an event with Santa. Santa was there, Anna, Elsa, Superman was there, and we had 3 warriors and their families come up to the horse barn that my sister and I ride horses at. I gave Bryn a pony ride, and we just had the kids come up. It was a time to celebrate Christmas. This was right before Christmas. We celebrated Christmas. We celebrated their lives. We had some hot cocoa, some Christmas gifts, and of course pony rides, because who doesn't like pony rides? So that was my first ever Sami Sendoffs event, and it was so touching to be able to see the smiles on these kids' faces, and to be able to, hang out with them for a little bit. And I got some great pictures, which I'll definitely treasure forever.
And is this from the same event too?
Yeah, so this is from the same event. Brennan, her brother, and I with Anna and Elsa and Superman. Um, they loved the characters. So it was such a great time. I'm so thankful. We had so many volunteers, so many donations. One of my mom's superiors at her work, donated her time, donated balloons, party supplies, bought party favors. I was so thankful. And then I had two photographers come, May and Geraldine from JL Photography came. I had Channel 10 come. It was an absolute blessing. I had Santa Lou donate his time, which was absolutely amazing. And I, of course, had Anna, Elsa, and Superman. I'll forever be thankful for that day. It was definitely an amazing day.
Out of the three, who's your favorite? Anna, Elsa, or Superman?
I have to say Anna. She does her own thing. She's just like crazy. She's a hot mess. So I have to say Anna.
Sam, this is amazing. Can you tell us more about what's the future of Sammy Sendoffs? What else are you doing? What else are you dipping your toes into? What other special things are you doing? Tell us.
So
Tell us. Let the people know.
I've been waiting to tell you this for the whole entire podcast. So, drum roll, please. I need a drum roll. Yeah. Okay. So, Matthew Slater from the New England Patriots is involved with Sammy Sendoffs.
What?
Yep. I'm just going to leave that there.
What?
Yeah.
You mean the greatest Patriot of all time? I'm just kidding, but he's one of the greatest Patriots of all time.
He's the greatest Patriot player of all time.
Oh my God.
So
You're lying.
I'm actually not lying.
Oh my God.
I actually made him his own Sammy Sendoff shirt. I mean, we are going to be doing some exciting things in the future. We're hoping to meet up pretty soon, take some awesome pictures, and bring a care package to a little boy who is fighting so hard right now. We're hoping to meet at Gillette or somewhere near there. And he is my favorite player. He's my absolute idol. Everybody loves Tom Brady and, Edelman.
Matthew Slater.
I love Matthew Slater, and I'll tell you why. So, a few years ago, I was 14, and I had just really gotten into the Patriots. Like, when I tell you I loved the Patriots, I love the Patriots. So, I was like, okay, so I'm just getting into the Patriots. I need to find my favorite player. Who's that favorite player going to be? So I was watching a game. I saw Matthew Slater make a play. I was like, oh, who's that guy? I've never heard of him before. So I did some research, right? Because I'm a nerd and I research everything. So I was like, Matthew Slater, okay. I found out he was a man of his faith. Now, if anybody knows me, they know how important my faith is to me. That is my number one thing that comes before absolutely anything. So seeing a football player put that before absolutely anything was amazing to me. Of course, he's a great special teams captain.
He's a great leader.
Right. He's just an amazing guy. So me, 14-year-old Sam, was like, okay, I need to meet Matthew Slater. So with my determination, I wrote to the Patriots Foundation, made it happen. I met Matthew Slater at training camp.
What?
Yeah. I met Matthew Slater and a few other players at training camp. Talked with Matthew Slater for a good 20 minutes. Got some pictures taken. I felt like I was one of the bros. He just treated me like one of. It's so amazing.
Wow.
So now that I have Sammy Sendoffs, my mom, who I have to give so much credit to my mom, she's absolutely amazing. She raised my sister and I along with my grandparents.
Plug her name. What's her name?
Kara. If she's definitely going to be watching this. So,
awesome.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
But she is so amazing. I'm so thankful for her. Without her, I don't know where I'd be. So she came up with the brilliant idea. I was sitting on my computer playing The Sims, my favorite game ever. And she was like, hey, Sam. She was like, what do you think about getting Matthew Slater involved in Sammy Sendoffs? I was like, you got an idea there, Mom. So I did something. I went on local Facebook groups. I went on Warwick Facebook group.
Mm-hmm. I'm in that group.
I posted. I just said, does anybody know of any, connections to the New England Patriots, NFL, ESPN, anything like that? So, okay, here's another drum roll, drum roll. So, yeah. So somebody reached out to me and was like, hey, so my husband works for the Red Sox and my husband's close friends with somebody who works for the Patriots, what's your story? I'll see if I can help. So I told her, and like weeks passed by, I was like, oh, what the heck? This is never gonna happen. Like I didn't hear from her. So I reached out to her again. She was like, okay, so we haven't heard anything, but like I'll reach out one more time. So then 2 days pass, and she said, hey, Samantha, so you should be expecting a call from Matthew Slater. And I was like, what? I was having the worst day that day. And
Oh
when
my
she
God.
said, I was like, I was screaming. I was like, I was on a walk in my neighborhood when I got the message. I literally screamed. I was like, oh my Lord. So I head home, maybe like a few days go by, maybe like 5 or 6 days, and I'm like, I still haven't gotten a call from Matthew Slater. Like,
Get
this is
nervous,
never.
get like, oh jeez. What's
I was
happening?
like, this is never going to happen. I'm telling you, my dreams are going to be crushed. I'm never going to be able to do this. So, a few days later, the second I start, like, doubting the situation, something pulls through and I get an email. I get a notification. It says, hi, Sam, from Matthew Slater.
Oh,
When
what?
I tell you, I'm not even lying, like right hand to God, my grandma had to get me water because I was about to pass out.
Oh my God.
So in the email, he's such an amazing guy. He just expressed his gratitude for, trying to get a hold of him. He said how amazing it is, how he wants to be a part of it. So I was like, okay. I responded. I was like, okay, hi, Mr.
Oh,
Slater. Like,
oh
I
my
don't know.
God.
Do I
Hi,
call
hi,
him
hi, hi.
Matthew? Right? Do I call him Matthew? Like, what do I call him? So I
Number
was like,
18.
right? So I was just like, hey, I was like, so I'd love to, talk to you. And on the phone, here's my phone number. Maybe we can discuss how you can get involved. 6 hours later, I get a call from like a private number. I'm like, oh my gosh. I answer the phone. He's like, hey, Samantha, it's Matthew Slater. And I go, I was like, I know. I was
What?
so awkward.
I would be too.
But right? So my grandma dialed up my mom. She was like, oh my gosh, Kara, she's on the phone with Matthew Slater. My mom's like, no way. So she recorded the phone call, thank God, because I was like about to pee my pants. So Matthew Slater, let me just put this in your head real quick. Your idol, your absolute favorite celebrity, whoever it is, tells you that they're proud of you. What would you do?
I would, just go outside, scream to the world. I would start singing a song. I would,
Right?
just call all my friends and say,
Yeah.
I love you. I don't know. I would just do a bunch of random happy stuff. I'd go nuts. I would run around the yard. I don't know. Roll in the grass.
Yes, so Matthew Slater told me how inspiring I am, how inspiring Emily's story was, and how proud he is
Wait, wait,
of
wait.
me.
Say the first thing he said to you.
He said how inspiring
All right.
I
Let that,
am,
let that sink in for a minute. Hold on.
right?
Now say the next one.
How inspiring Emily's story is,
Let that sink in. All
right?
right. Third one.
And how proud he is of me.
Let that one sink in. Whoa.
Uh, I
This-
I felt like I was dreaming. Like I was like,
Did you pinch yourself?
no, but I almost had to. And then I asked him. I was like, okay, so I need to get you a Sami SendOffs shirt, obviously, for the day we meet. Like we need to take pictures. And he was like, oh, yeah, for sure. Like, he was the coolest guy. Let me tell you, I've never talked to a cooler man. Like, he is so amazing. So he was like, okay. He was like, my shirt size, blah, blah, blah. He gave me his shirt size. I ordered him a shirt. Like, oh my gosh, we've been emailing back and forth since then. He's so excited to meet this warrior. He's been so amazing and so generous to donate his time. If he finds this podcast, thank you, Matthew Slater. Like, I don't even know what to say to him. There's no way I can even express my thanks because, first of all, he knows Emily's story. And that's like, he's like famous. Like, somebody famous knows Emily's story. Like, this is what I've wanted. I've wanted Emily's story to be known.
And her
And all I
legacy.
can hope for and all I can hope for is that he's going to share, what I do, what Emily's story is, how I honor her, and other people are going to know about it. And that's just, when I think about that, it blows my mind. Like, I'm just so thankful that he's, giving Sami SendOffs, his time. Like, he's a busy guy,
Of course.
and he's right. So he's so awesome. He's so helpful. We've
He
been
sees the
emailing like
value. He knows it's a
yeah,
valuable thing. He knows it's an amazing thing. And he believes in it, and he sees how amazing it is and how much more, even more amazing it's going to continue to be.
thank you for that. It's just so amazing, and I can't wait for the day that we get to make this little warrior smile. I actually called his family yesterday
Wow.
and told them the news that Matthew Slater wanted to meet them. And you could just hear the excitement in their voices. They're trying to make memories with their child, um,
Mm.
who's fighting cancer. And this is going to be one of their big memories. So to even be a part of that memory, me personally, is just absolutely it. I'm just so thankful that I'm even blessed to be able to do that. And I'm so glad Matthew Slater's a part of it.
And to think this all started as an 8-year-old on a rainy day
Right.
during Hurricane Sandy, where no one had
Yeah,
power,
right.
including myself, for like 8 days. And this all
Yeah.
started. Now look at you.
I'm telling you, and when I look back on, every tough spot in my life, I've had a lot of, hard times in school with kids my age. I don't know if you know, but kids my age are not the nicest. So I've had a lot of trouble with, being picked on, whether it's being picked on or just learning life lessons. I've had my fair share of, you know, those days where you're just upset, you don't want to do anything, you feel like you're nothing. But I mean, this has definitely Sami Sendoffs and especially Emily and my faith, all of it has really helped to say, no, Sam, you are here for a reason, you have a purpose, and this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, every single thing in my life has led up to this podcast right here, talking to Mike, you know, everything. It's just amazing how everything has panned out. And I'm so, so, so thankful. Um, I'm just so thankful. I've gotten sponsors. The North Kingstown Police and Fire Department has donated to Sami Sendoffs. Shout out to Officer Caniset, who has, he
Shout
got
out.
the yeah, yeah. The local fire department, he got them involved. They donated such a generous amount to Sami Sendoffs, and I'm lucky to still be in touch with Officer Caniset. He's so amazing. He's hoping to get some other departments involved. I also have a sponsor now who thank you. I thank so much for helping me create my own domain, my website. You'll see it like down there. So
SammySendOffs.com.
yeah, Fox Pest Control has been so, so awesome to me. They're supporting, care packages for Valentine's Day. They paid for my entire domain. They're making a generous donation in the weeks to come to Sammy SendOffs. I am so unbelievably thankful, and I'm also so thankful for my family. My mom is my number one supporter. My grandparents are my supporters. Emily's family, my second family. Without them all, I definitely wouldn't be the person I am today, and I'm so thankful for the person that I am today.
And I think all that you have done, all that you have seen with Sammy Sendoffs, the tragedies, but also the positive things that have come about from this. I think from your personal experiences of dealing with people who have their own insecurities but choose to pick on you,
Yeah,
that's not a reflection on you because look what you're doing, and that's made you the
yeah,
person. And then guess what? It's going to continue to make you the person because that's coming from someone who was picked on and still gets picked on all the time. But uh,
yeah.
it makes you a stronger person. It really
It
does.
does, and I'm so thankful for the strength that I have, and everything keeps coming back to my faith, but that's really where I get the
Of
strength
course,
from.
you have a high
And
faith.
yeah, yeah. And I'm just so thankful for the support I have. Um and for the people who have come into my life and who have changed me for the absolute better. Christy and Brian, Emily's dad and Emily's mom, they've 100% changed my entire perspective on life, my entire views on every little day thing, everyday things that I do and not even think about. They gave me perspective on that, and I'll forever be thankful for, the lifelong relationship that I created with them. And I can't wait to, finally get to see them and hug them in person. Right now, we've only been, virtually talking because of COVID. We haven't really been able to
Hopefully,
meet. They
soon.
live in Virginia. Yeah, hopefully soon. So it's definitely such an amazing connection that I've built without even meeting them, which is absolutely crazy to even say.
Hmm.
But it's kind of crazy, but so amazing, and I really wouldn't trade it for the world. I gained another set of family. It's so amazing, and I'm just so thankful.
Well, before I get to my final question with you, we got to plug this in. Listen, New England Patriots, Robert Kraft, Jonathan Kraft, Belichick's not on social media, but anyone with the Patriots organization, you need to watch this. You need to see that amazing young lady that I'm talking to.
Thank
You need
you.
to share her. You need to share this. Matthew Slater, you are the man. You're a legend.
Yeah,
Anyone who has friends with the Patriots organization needs to share her. You can share this as well, but you need to share her. You need to share the conversation that she's having and the things that she's talking about because she needs to be known even more than
thank you
what
so
she's known
much.
for. And so again, I'm plugging in the New England Patriots at NE Patriots on Instagram. For everyone, you need to share her messages, her conversation that she's having, and why she does what she does because she is amazing. Um, and so
Thank
yeah,
you.
if you're watching, you better. They're gonna watch this. They're,
You'll make them watch this.
they're gonna watch this. We got to get we got to get all of them. We got to get Edelman 11. You got to watch this. We got to get Sweet Feet James White. We got to get
Yeah.
we got to get all of them. Jake Bailey. We got to get everyone. Bumping Run Gilmore. We got to get everyone to watch this and watch her amazing story. So I'm gonna repeat this again in a couple minutes, but let's go into my next question. And my final question is: as people who are not part of this, what can we do to assist? Is there a way that we can donate things? Is there a way? What can people do to help you, to sponsor you, to help the kids in need? What can we do? How can we go about this?
So I am constantly in need of donations. Actually, for Christmas, I had a huge toy drive. My first annual toy drive called Joy to the World, Sammy Sendos toy drive. I collected over 700 toys, probably around 800 to 900 toys, but I'm going to say 700 just to be safe. But literally, if you walk into my room, it is packed full with toys. We had to start putting them in my basement. Like everywhere is toys in my house. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, so I'm all set with toys for right now, but I'm constantly in need for donations towards shipping because I ship to, like I said before, Hawaii. And, if I send a big package, shipping can get really expensive. I've paid like $40 for shipping. So, people on my website, SamiSendOffs.com, there is a tab, a donate tab, and you can click on that. And there's my PayPal, my Venmo on there. Um, on my Instagram, my Facebook, there's also my website links. So yeah, my website's right there, and definitely check it out. Yeah. Check out some of the pictures we have. I have a gallery on there. I have an about me and about Emily, all about her and her family with some adorable pictures of Emily that I think everybody should see. Yeah, she is definitely the cutest. So I definitely encourage everyone who's watching this to check out my website. Even if you can't donate, send me an email, send me something on my contact form telling me that you came from here, from the podcast. I'll let Mike know. I definitely want to see if anybody visits the website. I
course.
think that'd be awesome just to read up on more what I'm doing. Even my Facebook, my Instagram. There's so much that people should know about Sami Sendoss. So much about Emily's story that people should know. I recently hit 600 followers on Instagram, and we're
Whoa.
slowly coming up. So I want to get to 1,000 by the summer.
Wow.
So,
We're gonna get you there.
yeah.
We're getting you there.
Okay. I'm
We're getting you
counting
there.
on you.
I'm gonna
I'm
I'm gonna
holding you to that.
I'm gonna help with you. I don't know how I'm gonna do
Okay.
it yet, but I'm gonna help with you. And we're gonna get you there because this deserves to be seen and everything that you
Thank you.
do. Do you have any upcoming events at all? I know with COVID, obviously, but do you have anything virtual or anything happening?
So I do actually, for my 1 year Sami Sendoss anniversary, which is May 28th, I do want to have an outdoor event at a beach and at sunset. And I want to take some awesome pictures. I want to have balloons. I want to have lanterns. I want to
Miami
have
Beach?
Emily's. What? Say it
Mi-
again?
Miami Beach?
Oh, totally,
Myrtle Beach?
100%.
Scarborough?
Yeah. No, I'm thinking I still have to decide on the beach, but it's gonna be in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Not going too far. But it'll be fun. I want to send up some lanterns in honor of Emily. She loved Rapunzel, and in Rapunzel, the big lantern thing.
Hmm.
So I definitely want to tie that in. I'm hoping to invite Matthew Slater to the event. I'm
He'll
hoping
be
to
there.
invite. I hope so. I'm
Everyone.
hoping to I'm hoping to invite a lot of the cancer warriors that I've come in contact with over this past year and just celebrate their life, celebrate knowing each other, celebrate Sami Sendoffs, and celebrate Emily's legacy. I just can't wait.
I'm just. This is amazing. I will be there.
Thank you. Oh, yes, you're definitely invited. Maybe you'll
I
be
will.
my DJ.
I will. Yes. 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 I will provide everything for you. We'll do everything, and
You're
we'll have a
awesome.
blast. Well, but do you know how to do the Cupid Shuffle?
I do,
All
actually.
right. But do you know how to do the Soldier Boy?
That one I'm a little rocky on.
What?
Yeah.
All right. We're teaching everyone that day how to do that. But yes, this has been amazing. And before we have a game to play, but we'll go
Oh,
back.
I've been so excited for this game, let me tell you.
It's a very random. It's gonna be very random. I'm telling you right now. You're gonna be like, "What?" You're gonna be like, "How am I gonna do this?" But before we do that, I posted a picture on my page the other day of a legend that I'd like to see back in New England this year. Because let's face it, Cam Newton is a good dude. I don't know if it's happening.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, and I
Yeah.
hope he shares this as well. You'll always be a Patriot,
But the
Cam.
chemistry is not there,
It's just not there.
The
It's just not there. He tried his best this year, but we love you, Cam. And I
we
hope,
do. I love you, Cam,
yeah,
but
yes.
no.
And I hope you're an amazing dude. I hope you share this. I hope you
Yeah.
share her story. But I shared a post about a legend and my twin that I'd love to have back in New England, and hopefully he'll be a part of Sammy SendOff, and that's the guy right there, Jimmy
Oh, man.
G.
Oh, yeah.
What's your thoughts on
Oh,
him?
yeah. I would absolutely, let me tell you, I wouldn't die, but I'd come close to dying if he joined the New England Patriots again. I'd be
Me too.
so excited.
I will go
I,
live. We
I,
will go live stream on Facebook, everything with all my buddies. You can come on and I'm gonna have like a jersey ready to go. We're gonna like,
yeah.
oh
Oh,
man,
yeah.
celebration.
Yeah, he needs to, yeah, he needs to come back to the Patriots like yesterday.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
and I just want to see us win one more Super Bowl without Brady. Is that bad? I don't know,
No.
but I want to win a Super Bowl without Brady.
Yes, I do too. With Belichick.
Yeah, yeah, with Belichick, but
Yep.
without Brady. I
Yep.
just wanna, I wanna prove that the Patriots can still win without Tom Brady.
I would love to prove that both of them can still win. Well, Brady
Yeah,
won this year. Maybe we
well,
can see us.
Tom Brady. Oh yeah, Tom Brady definitely proved that.
Absolutely.
Um, but I definitely want to see Jimmy G back in New England. I
Oh
think
my
that'd
God.
be so amazing.
It would be amazing. So, but anyway, yeah. Though we had to share that for a second, but now it's time to play our game. Name that. It's time to play. Name that. You like that intro? That's
Oh yeah, love
pretty,
it.
pretty. That was recorded using my phone one day. So, but anyway, that's the name of the game. It's called Name That. And today it was again. I had to think of some things to name. And so, in honor of your favorite player, and again, New England Patriots, you need to share her story, share it to your page. Everyone, craft, all of you. Josh McDaniels, everyone.
Everyone.
David Andrews, you know,
Yeah.
Nick Folk,
Everyone.
the practice squad,
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh
Everyone.
yeah. Hey, I love the practice squad too.
Mhm.
They're loved too.
Of course. Of course. And today's game is Name That Matthew Slater Fun Fact.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Yep. Yep.
I haven't studied these, but okay.
This is going to be good. And let's show the legend right there. So you got to give
Oh,
props to the legend. So this is named that Matthew Slater Fun Fact. So here's what's going to happen. I am going to
this
ask you a
is
question.
random.
Yeah, it's very random. I'm going to ask you a question, and you got to give the answer. And if you're wrong, I will go like in Jeopardy. But in order to answer the question, you got to buzz in, and you have to say what is. So just like Jeopardy.
Okay.
All right. All right. First question. What round was Matthew Slater picked in?
Oh Lord, really? I don't even know. Oh, dang it.
That is.
You're gonna make me a terrible Matthew Slater fan right now.
That's okay. No. We're gonna make you a better one. Better one. And that is fifth round. He was a fifth round pick of the New England Patriots back in 2008. All right.
I should have known that because I was just watching an interview on Matthew Slater and when he got drafted, but he didn't say what round, so I guess that's not my fault.
You let me down. Let me down. All right. Next one. Next one. And by the way, I will admit the guests so far in the show have probably answered the question maybe 10% right at the time. So it's okay. All you got to do is get like 3 questions right and you're good. You're like better than everyone. Not even 3, 2. Even 1. 1 you'll be right at 10%. What college did Matthew Slater go to?
UCLA.
Hey, you did it. But you didn't say what
I
is,
know
so
that.
you're wrong. You're incorrect.
Whoa! Oh, dang
I'm
it.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yes, UCLA. All right, you know some of it. All right, in high school, what other sport other than track did Matthew Slater play? Oh, I just gave it away. Oh, I just gave it away. No, I gave it away. I meant to say football, but it was track.
I was gonna say football.
Yep. All right. We're gonna skip that one. All right, that doesn't count, man. All right. All right. Well, we'll stick with track. What events in track did he set school records for? There's 2 of them. And they both
Oh,
involve. They both involve. Okay, all right, you got it.
yeah, because he was just talking. I saw an interview, and he was talking about like how his dad was like kind of against him playing football for a little while. Um, so I think he did something with like jumping. Am I right? Maybe, but he can run fast. So he did something with running fast, like the time or something. I know that because he can run really fast. So maybe I'm not a big track person, so I don't know.
Is that
I
your
think you're
final
just
answer?
gonna say it again.
Okay, that's your final answer.
Yeah, something with like, yeah, running
All right.
fast.
I'll give you partial credit. He set school records in the 100 meter and the 200 meter.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's Matthew Slater. He's a beast. All right, next question. Final two. What are his parents' names?
Jackie and Annie.
That is correct. Oh my God, you're already like on pace better than everyone else so far. This is amazing. All
His
right,
dad was actually a championship winner for the
Rams.
chart
Oh, yeah,
Rams.
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 Yep,
Rams. It was the Rams.
yep, yep. Jackie
Yeah.
Slater.
Jackie.
Jackie Slater. Last one. That's a tough one.
Okay.
You know
Oof.
what astronomical sign he is, or astrological
Oh,
sign he
oh,
is?
I want to say a Gemini.
That is incorrect. He was born on September 9th, which makes him a Virgo.
Oh,
Whatever that is.
dang.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but
Yeah, I that was a tough one. That was a tough one.
that's what this game is. It's tough. But that was. Do you have any trivia for me? You want to ask me a random
Oh,
trivia question?
hmm. I don't think I have one. I don't know. I'm not good on the spot like this, Mike. Come on now.
That has been Name That Matthew Slater Fun.
It's time to play Name That.
Sam, I want to thank you so much for coming on today. You shared amazing
Thank you for
stories.
having.
Yes,
Thank you.
your journey is amazing, and right now you're at 50 boxes. You said, am I correct on that? Hmm.
Yep.
It's gonna, like I said, you're gonna get to 1,000 followers. The New England Patriots. If you look me in the eyes, please.
Hey, that's a good Jonas Brothers song. Just saying. Look me in the
Don't.
eyes.
Oh, I never heard that one. I like the Jonas Brothers. They're good stuff. They're not a Justin
You
Bieber level,
do?
but they're good.
Whoa. You like the Jonas Brothers now. Holy mackerel. Now I'm really gonna need to have you as my DJ.
Of course. Play Burning Up.
Oh gosh. Okay.
From Camp Rock.
Yes. I went to their concert, That's another
Did you?
story for
Oh.
another story for another day.
But again, Patriots, please get involved. We're gonna get this viral. We're gonna get you viral. Want to make your page huge, because what you do is amazing, and for Emily, you're continuing her legacy. You are continuing.
It's all for her. I have to say, people say, great job, Sam, like, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of the times I'm like, hey, it's for Emily. Like, I wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for Emily. So it's all for her. Every day's for her. So
Absolutely.
I'm really happy to do this for her.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much for coming on. And again, can you just repeat your contact info?
Yeah. So you can go on my website, www.samisendoffs.com. There's a contact form there, but if you feel like emailing me, my email is sammysendoffs@gmail.com. The spelling of Sammy Sendoffs is down there. So yeah, no dots, no dashes, just sammysendoffs@gmail.com. And I look forward to hearing from some people. I can't wait.
Absolutely. And I want to thank too Susan Bedard. I don't know if you know her, but she sent me your name. when I made a post on my
Oh,
page for young
yeah.
entrepreneurs. She sent me your name. She tagged you in it, and that's how I ended up finding you. And now we're gonna
I'm so glad she did. That's
yeah
awesome.
yeah. This has been a fabulous time, amazing time.
I know. I had so much fun. So glad we met today. And I'm so glad that you had me on here. And I can't wait for you to be my DJ.
No, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have
Oh,
all the
yeah.
kids dancing, and
Yeah.
everything. So, Sam, thank you so much again. I have some stuff to talk to you about off the recording, so don't leave just yet.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we're gonna end right here. Everyone, guys, thank you for listening in to MJR and Friends. We got a lot of great upcoming podcasts coming up. We have Nicole Connell, licensed real estate agent, that is coming out on Friday, February 12th. So you don't want to miss that. That was a great interview. I also got a couple of other young entrepreneurs coming on later today. I'm actually doing one with a girl named Emily Raymundi. She does cakes for a cause. Cakes for a Cause. She was part of the Travis Roy Foundation. She helped with that. Travis Roy recently just passed away, and I'm excited for that too. So we're gonna continue doing this. We got some more guests, and yeah, we're excited. So please check out our page, MJR Podcast Family. I know it says Studs Podcast on YouTube, but that's going to be changed. That's going to be MJR and Friends, and you can check out our other pages as well. And definitely, please, if you're going to do one great thing today, other than make yourself better, and other than brush your teeth,
I love
make sure you like her page, Sami SendOff, Instagram, Facebook. Oh, how many likes you on Facebook?
I think close to 600, like 500 something.
All right, so
I don't know the exact number.
we got to get 1,000 to each one. All right, we'll make it happen.
To each one.
We'll make
Come on,
it
guys. Chop, chop.
Samantha, thank you again. Everyone, thank you again. Check us out on those pages below, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye.